I don't believe doctors, and neither should you. At least most of them. And before we start with this video, it's controversial, and I'm not saying there shouldn't be any doctors or whatever, but I want you to just let go of all things you know about medicine. Since you've been young, you've been programmed to think, okay, they're scientists, they're discovering things, we should listen to them, there are new things, and then they discover something else, and then the first thing was actually proven to be wrong. And that's normal. Like, science is basically trying to find the truth by eliminating solutions that are not possible, and then you actually get main solution. Just let go of all the misconceptions you have, like doctors know about everything. Who are you to talk about, like, I'm just a guy. I just researched it a lot. I like knowing my stuff. Of course, I would like to listen to a doctor when they're telling me something, but you wouldn't like believe them blindly, would you? For this video, you'll need to be in a state of mind like this guy. You're a primate, one of the first people of human species. Think about it from their perspective. If he told you that it's good to swim, which actually makes sense, like you swim, you stretch out your whole body, and then science tells you, no, swimming is actually not great, it has related to some heart problems. Would you swim or would you not? That's basically what we're battling here. I want you to use your primal brain and think about it in terms of the whole species, what should make sense and not what science told you to make sense. Alright? Just for this video. If we didn't have science, how would we know what is right and what is wrong? I want to talk about a genius who existed a long time ago. His name was Hippocrates. He was a physicist, but he was still giving medical advice and talking about general well-being, and he's basically an all-around player. I want to start with two of his quotes. The point of this video is not to hate on the medical field, but just to give some food for thought how you should proceed with any advice you hear when it comes to your health. Hippocrates said, if you're not your own doctor, you're a fool. Basically letting your life be in control of some other man who you don't actually know or fully trust. If your mother said that something was good for you and she didn't need science, she just found it on her own, it just took her 40 years instead of a few years, would you have the same amount of trust? That's what he's saying basically here. So you shouldn't have a trust in some person you don't know. He's a stranger, he's just giving you some advice. You can take it or you don't, if it makes sense for you. Many people take it blindly. The other thing is, the greatest medicine of all is teaching people how not to need it. Medicine is great, pharmaceuticals are great. Do we actually need them, or can we actually learn how to live so we don't need them? So do you agree with this sentence? You must practice what you preach to be taken seriously. Who would you rather take advice from about health? This guy or that guy? Would you rather listen to someone who doesn't have general knowledge, he doesn't know about science or stuff or how anything in the body works, but he actually managed to do something that's right and he looks good and he feels healthy, let's say, for example? Or the guy on the right that has all the knowledge in the world but still can't make an impact on his own life? Me personally, I would like a person who has some knowledge and has something to show for it. So how medical expert works? They diagnose you, you go to them, they see what your problem is, and then what they do, they give you supplements. Now that I think about it, they very rarely give supplements. They most likely always go straight to drugs. So this is how they work. The priority are supplements, but if it doesn't work, then drugs. And most of them even just skip the supplements and go straight for the drugs. Why not? Even though there's a lot of side effects. But in my opinion, here's how a health expert works. Somebody who knows a lot about health. Medical expert is somebody who's learned the medicine, the science of medicine. So they first tell you to switch your behavior, something wrong you're doing that is impacting your health in a bad way. Then you have nutrition. If the behavior doesn't work, you try switching something up, then they switch to nutrition. They say, okay, you can go to a nutritionist, he's gonna tell you what to eat, what to avoid, and then become less sick, general well-being and stuff. If it doesn't work with nutrition, then they're gonna give you supplements to account for the lack of things you couldn't enter into your body with your diet. That's why they're called supplements. They're supposed to supplement your body and not actually nourish it fully. And at last, we come to drugs. You have nothing else to do. Let's just try this. Why not? You have nothing else to lose. So first, let's talk about behavior. The thing with behavior is, it's not detrimental if you make a mistake. You tell me like, oh, I feel bad all the time, I'm depressed. Okay, how does your day look like? Oh, well, I get up and I sit in a dark room. I cannot really, I don't really like lights. I don't like to walk a lot, maybe 15 minutes a day. Which drug should I use? I'm gonna tell you, man, just switch that thing up. You didn't try walking and you already want to hop on drugs? It's not only that it's not detrimental, but in most circumstances it's completely free. And this doesn't mean that everything can be fixed with behavior. Maybe at best 20 to 30% of things can be fixed with behavior, not everything. So you cannot expect it to heal everything, but it's completely free, and why wouldn't you try it? It doesn't cost you anything. The more I think about it, maybe medical experts don't want you to try this because it's free. Maybe they want you to buy pharmaceuticals, but that's just my hypothetical. Maybe I'm just blabbing on about. So you should always ask, what can I change about my behavior that can improve my health? Not hopping on supplements or drugs. First, you want to see how your day goes by, what things you do in a day, see if there's something detrimental that's keeping you down. This would work especially for mental problems like depression, bad sleep. A lot is influenced by behaviors, believe it or not, plus the nutrition and everything, but it starts with the behavior. With some bad behavior you hold and some bad habits that ruin your mental health. So when I'm saying behavior, I'm talking about something like meditation or cold showers, or even just spending and socializing with your friends in the nature. It's just so natural. But the whole community and on the internet, you can hear a lot of people say that this is bullshit, doesn't work. You see people argue all the time on the internet, no, meditation works, no, it doesn't work, man, I've tried it, it doesn't work, cold showers are a scam, somebody made it to use money, Wim Hof used it to make money. I think I kind of know why it doesn't work for some people. Let's compare it to drugs, behavior and drugs. With behavior, it's a little tough to see the benefits of it. Why? Because it takes consistency for you to notice any real differences. While for drugs, yeah, works instantly. You just take the pill. So of course somebody's gonna try to meditate and say like, oh, it doesn't work, I'm still stressed and depressed as ever. Behavior needs consistency. And if you see the scale that I made, from behavior to drugs at forth, the higher you go on this scale, the more consistency you will require to see any real results. So with behavior, you need to be really consistent to actually see some benefits, while with drugs, you can just take it one time. When somebody tells you that some habit doesn't work, maybe it actually doesn't work for them, but most likely they just didn't try to stick with it for a longer period of time for them to notice any significant results. So we come to the second thing, it's nutrition. With nutrition, it's better than supplements. Why? Because it's easier to absorb nutrients. I've talked about it in the previous video, but we were literally made to function with real food. How are supplements different than nutrition, you might ask, and real food? Well, imagine like an orange. It has all type of nutrients, vitamin C, so many micronutrients and vitamins that are important for healthy function of your body. A lot of people take multivitamins in pills. If you think about it, we were made to eat real food. Smell the orange, and then your brain sends the signal to our digestive tract to create specific enzymes that will be able to use most of the resources of an orange. So basically we're gonna get rid of like 2%. While with supplements, you take them, no smell, no nothing, and then your body gets hit with like, oh, what is this, vitamin C? And then it doesn't have enough time to prepare to extract all kinds of like nutrients. Could be beneficial for your body. So you're actually missing out on a lot of nutrients just by taking the same supplement, the orange supplement, that will replace the benefits of an orange. It's just not the same when you're eating the real orange, man. So you should first try if food works with you, and then if it doesn't, then we come to the supplements. Most of you will be able to fix all of your nutritional needs and deficits just by eating the food. And they tell you that the food is not the same, that it actually doesn't have enough of nutrients. That may be the case, but just eat and try. Why would you just hop on the supplements without even trying nutrition? First try nutrition, then hop on the supplements. And supplements are easy to use, but you shouldn't hop on them just because they're convenient. If the supplements were the same and everything were cool and you can just swallow the pill, why doesn't your diet look like this? Your diet should be able to look like this, am I right? Supposed to be taken in small quantities and not be mistaken for replacing real food. So when you're using supplements, make sure to opt for higher quality ones. I cannot feel, and you cannot feel, the quality of the supplements. What is actually the difference between low quality and high quality supplements? Well, for low quality, what I found out is, first thing, they're of lower quality, like lower quality ingredients and everything. You eating a GMO apple versus the organic grown apple, many more nutrients and less toxic, if it has any toxic traits at all. The second thing is improper dosages. A lot of supplements actually come with inconsistent and also much different dosages than it's written on the box. Take melatonin supplements, for example. This is the case with a lot of melatonin supplements, even the high quality ones. They don't have like a pretty good and consistent control to actually determine how much is actually in a pill. So what you find out is that one pill may be in deficit by 87% of the melatonin it was written on the box, but also it could be 427% more melatonin in a single pill than it's written on the box. So imagine like those fluctuations. It's not healthy because you can easily overdose on nutrients and then it becomes detrimental. If you're obtaining the nutrients naturally, then it's much harder for you to overdose. It contains harmful ingredients like soybean oil, and they say it doesn't work that way anymore because new science, but soybean oils basically have a lot of omega-6 fatty acids. Too many of those and make a disbalance between those and omega-3s and get inflammation in your stomach and your gut. For higher quality ones, it's the completely opposite. Better quality ingredients, consistent dosages, at least they try to do it free of harmful ingredients. I've used both of these, fish oil, nature made, and cod liver oil, Norwegian. And to be honest, I cannot really tell you the difference. Having all of this in mind, this fish oil on the left, soybean oils, Norwegian, cod liver oil, you drink it with a spoon. You just sip the oil into your spoon and then eat it. How could that be bad? Like, that's just pure cod liver oil. And that's what you're supposed to take. Like, that's the real supplement to me. There's no other ingredients, only one ingredient, and that's it. Isn't that much better? Like, you know what you're putting in your body actually. It's not the same like with those other. They should fix something up. And then we come to the fourth thing and the fourth pillar of health, and that is drugs. These should be the last resort you turn towards because they have a lot of side effects. And how I see drugs and everything, I'm gonna explain to you. In a lot of cases, they will act as an attack on your body, therefore killing either a bacteria or a virus you're battling against, or numbing your pain. For example, you have a headache and you take like a drug to stop that, you're actually numbing your pain, your central nervous system. It's just like anesthesia. Endure the pain, wait for your body to actually stop the reason why you're having a headache. If you take the drug, you're just numbing your pain down, which may sound great, but it has a lot of side effects. So you must weigh down, okay, is this pain actually worth terminating just because it will lead a lot of side effects? But in both cases, whether it's a virus or numbing your pain, it will produce side effects, which is basically the main problem with drugs. If there were no side effects, then go crazy, just eat as many of them as possible. But they produce side effects, which is why they always say you should be cautious with how you consume them and not just mindfully take a pill if you feel like bad or something. So this is how I imagine drugs working. You have fighter jets, airplanes, and they're attacking, bombarding a country. They have some specific buildings that they want to be destroyed. Only those places, for example, like a church, some monastery, some national treasures, they're shooting the bombs and destroying the whole place. But just the things they wanted. But do you actually think that it will destroy only what they aimed to destroy? There's gonna be some casualties and some catastrophes which weren't meant to happen, but they happened. And those are the side effects. That's basically how I see it. Maybe it's not actually like how it works, but this is just like a depiction I made. So drugs work, but at what costs? Of course they work, as I've told you, they work fantastically, but what is the cost of that? Everybody must think about it. And at the end, I just want to talk to you about that this wasn't a video made to completely like annihilate the whole medical community. We appreciate them. There are a lot of them that preach the same I'm talking about here, but there's just a lot of them that are just following the new science, which changes so often, while natural things stood the test of time and we are alive because of that. Okay, this wasn't like a hit piece or a hate video on the whole medical field. You always be cautious when you're hearing health advice and always make sure it makes sense for you and your body specifically. So that would be it for today's video. Check out link in the description if you want to improve your sleep with my program. I'll see you in the next one.